So last night, I attended the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Last night, I attended the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. And how many of you saw it? It was like so exciting, wasn't it? It was such a great game. And you know, I'm old enough that I remember when we got Title IX and we fought so hard, right? We fought so hard. And look at where women's sports has come today. So we got to keep working. We got to keep working. So congratulations to both teams. So I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So, you know, we'll have LSU come. But you know what? I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too, because they played such a good game. So, right? So winners and losers, that's sportsmanship. That's good sportsmanship.
And a lot of white folk have demonstrated eloquently that they don't have no sense.
Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians, nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for the descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
Ooh-wee. All right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially. And this is the midweek report. Yes, indeed. We are here on a Wednesday night, midweek, of course. And we have a few things to talk about, mostly the Democrat pan-African hustle. And also, of course, the Trump indictment. And so it all kind of plays in hand because we have a lot of things that kind of been popping up as of late. And we need to know how to spot certain things. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to go through that tonight. And I might actually bring up some folks tonight. So we'll see. See how it goes. So let's see what we got in the chat. As you guys are coming in, please like and share. Uh, Even if you have not subscribed to this channel, if you want to interact into this chat, you need to subscribe right now. And after about 5 minutes, then you will be able to interact with the chat like everybody else. And you can also become a member too. But also make sure to hit that notification bell and hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded. Can you dig it? So let's see who we have in the chat thus far. Maxwell Jenkins, Black First, my brother. Nyan Beauty. All right, we got the good doctor in the house. Shout out to you, Black First sister. 25 Kid, what's good? What's going on? Sidonian Snow, welcome, Black First family. Got my chief moderator in the house. Judah Queen in the house, Black First family. Cynthia Newman in the house. Welcome. Black Women Stand Up, Peace family. Ren 11B Airborne, FBA. Shout out to you. Reginald Jeter in the house, welcome. And Vintage Clothing Apparel, what's good, family? Yes, indeed. Matter of fact, I need to come up on some of that myself. By the way, let's see, what did I just get? Oh, this is weird. Well, for the family that is on Clubhouse, family, I'm very rarely on Clubhouse at all. I just have the app. And I cannot say that you have ever seen me on Club. I still have like an old icon. It ain't even an updated icon on Clubhouse because I just never got into it. But, shout out to whoever just sent me that. Crew Royalty, shout out to you, brother. Reality, that's right. Deneen Soul, welcome. Rhonda Smith in the house. And Brother Sage in the house. Black First. So we got a couple New Yorkers in the house tonight. Yes, indeed. So y'all seen the first video I played. So let me first say, shout out to Tariq Nasheed for helping signal boost the video, my video from the very beginning of this broadcast. So yeah, shout out to Tariq Nasheed for signal boosting that message because I hope y'all understand the level of anti-blackness that Jill Biden was displaying by that. And it just happened so naturally because of where she was at in her mind in comfort. So we have to highlight that. But with that being said, we got a super chat. Shout out to Ren 11B Airborne. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. New Black Media Month. Yes, indeed. This is New Black Media Appreciation Month. So shout out to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for keeping us informed, brother. I appreciate that. I really do. And peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. And again, shout out to all of the voices of New Black Media and all of the listeners and supporters of the voices of New Black Media, because without you, none of this would be possible. And we really wouldn't have anybody to talk to if it wasn't for y'all. So shout out to you and everything that all of you do. Thank you. Thank you. Can't thank you enough. And we are signal boosting this message. And, we got a lot of people out here that some are not behind mics. Some give support in this way. Others give support by way of making sure we have information, especially if they know we're on certain topics. So, shout out to all of y'all. I mean, without hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, we need y'all as well. It's all part of one big thing. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out. We got another super chat. Oh, I see you. Real women don't do nonsense. I see you. Shout out to you, sister. And Queen Nile with the super chat, $30 super chat. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours, Queen Nile. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. Again, much, much, much appreciated. Um, you know, words can't express, but I try. Thank you so much. And again, thank all of y'all for the support. We're now over 1,500. Again, as y'all know, this channel is heavily suppressed. And so, we do what we can. And again, I've never been one big on, like, I need the big, big numbers. People look at my stuff and look at the volume and consistency and say, damn, he should have a lot more numbers. It is what it is. I mean, I'm coming from a kind of a place of being blackballed anyway. So none of this bothers me because it's normal for me, So, I don't trip. I know people probably would look at it and be like, damn, shouldn't he have more subscribers? Probably so. But again, I don't believe I ever see my true numbers to begin with. So shout out to all of y'all who I do see. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Aboriginal woman salute. Tia to you. Welcome to you. Hey, my other moderator in the house. Yes, Crew Reality. FBA said, I gave you a few more subs, but subs don't matter. Keep putting out the info. Engagement is what matters. Absolutely. Sun kissed by the Most High. It is something we all, all of us, especially the foundational Black American reparations leaning content creators. It's kind of to be expected. You know what I mean? It's like it comes with the territory. So you take it as it comes. Again, it things like the video I played at the beginning. Some things can catch fire like that did yesterday. It did, I think, well over 12,000 on Tariq's page and then over 12,000 on mine. So somebody's paying attention. But like I said, it's neither here nor there, family. It is what it is. With that being said, we got some situations out here to deal with. And we have a lot of reparations. We have reparations that people are like, the people who are never in a reparations conversation before suddenly have a great interest. And it's something to take notice of. Let's see. Ren 11B Airborne said, you do deserve a lot more subs, but it's coming. Don't worry. And Crew Reality said, shorts get the views though. They do. I guess, it all depends. It depends. Shorts are a tricky thing. That's like TikTok. So yeah, they definitely can. And I guess I don't particularly do a whole lot of shorts, but I got a partner that he does different kind of content, but he definitely he definitely got his subscriber count off of shorts. So I mean, trust me, I definitely understand that. I just don't know how that plays in this particular lane of content. But you never know. We could always give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Crew ALC said, I saw an interview, Ray Winbush, shaking my head. He is a saboteur. Not surprised. Not surprised. Yvette Sutton in the house. Thank you for the new Black media. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. And shout out for all of these great voices out here that make this that make this message what it is. And it shows a great deal of unification. It shows a great deal of humility on, like, especially just look at this. You have Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, and Professor Black Truth, all these big profiles within their own rights. And you got all of these different people from the larger platforms to the smaller platforms subscribing to one banner. And that's something that's never been done before. So again, even with that, we are making history. So that's what we do. That is what we do. We are an exceptional people. And when we take the power, we make the power, and then they have to appreciate what we create. So shout out to y'all once again. And we have, let's see who in the chat. Jay Baggs in the house. The Pan-Africanist Democratic shields are many, and they include Dr. Ray Winbush of Morgan State University, Carl Nelson of the Carl Nelson Show. I've heard that name. Dr. Greg Carr of Howard University. Definitely know Dr. Greg Carr. And Mark Thompson. I'm not familiar with Mark Thompson, but thank you. I will be. Michael Detroit. Oh. Dark skinned brother in the house. J Bags. Oh, Michael Emotep. Boy, oh boy. Yes. Yes, New Black Media is constantly expanding, and the props to the actress Tashina Arnold for consistently shouting out the New Black Media. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Tashina Arnold. Much props to her for bringing attention to this space. And shout out to my brother Dwan B. Also, letting us know that more people that there's people that cannot say that they watch us or subscribe to us. But they know who we are, A-listers, and they know who we are. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's so dope. Cyberdyne100 with the super chat. Thank you so much. Something for the build. I always appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. And Cyberdyne is another one of those big contributors. Shout out to Codified Trucking. Also, that is a consistent contributor to New Black Media that I see just on other people's super chats, on other people's channels. I see you active. So shout out to you and thank you for assisting, and all of you for assisting this message getting out on such a great scale. So, man, it's amazing. It is amazing. Sonny81, welcome, welcome, welcome. Black First, good evening. Kid Gravity Beyond in the house. What is going on, my brother? J Bag said, Mark Thompson, a.k.a. Master Meta Fumo of Georgetown University, who is also a member of Cobra and MSNBC contributor. Okay. Got it. Got it. You could have stopped at MSC contributor. Got it. Okay. He's who Jason Black and PPT called Big Bird. Okay. Got it. Yes, indeed. Okay. So speaking of the California Task Force and also the other topic of conversation, which will be this madness, because we have to talk about the Pan-Africanists who are actively getting money. I mean, this looks like something at the end of an OPB broadcast, sponsored by this foundation and that foundation, and Johnson & Johnson, and this and that, and the Carnegie's Foundation. And this is what this looks like. So, yeah, we're going to get to that. But, family, real quick, let me get that in here. Vintage clothing apparel, thank you so much. Big up to the New Black Media, stone in the way of the walk. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, Vintage clothing apparel. for the super chat. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours and your business. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. May that business prosper and grow more than you could ever imagine. So yes, may that be up on you, man. I mean, that's what, see. This is what we have to do. You got to speak positive things on other folks too, not just yourself. You see, you should be, one of those folks that get happy to see other folks get on and get something cracking and popping. That should motivate you and move you and give you some confidence that, hey, things is moving in the right direction. So, but yeah, real quick, we know Kamala Harris dipped over real quick to Africa. Now, Jill Scott was over there. Jill Scott. Jill Biden was over there not too long ago, a couple months ago. And before her, it was Stacey Abrams. So notice that they're doing and then, of course, Biden had all of those African leaders in the White House. Notice that there is a lot going on. Now, the one thing that we're not hearing a bunch of in America is the talk about BRICS. And that is what I showed y'all last week with the African woman. Because once the Africans are understanding how BRICS works for them, that's why you're seeing all of this movement over there. But see, do you understand? Our delineation has caused a rift in their democratic move and hustle, and also their play on the continent of Africa. Understanding that they are headed towards having to pay us reparations, they are looking at Africa as a constellation plot prize as escape. Why do you think they're pushing things in certain laws over there? They're trying to turn it into America. Now, here's where the Pan-African part is getting a little effed up. What they're trying to do is move them Negroes out of that land, move them over here so then they can build this new metropolis over in Africa and basically leave all the darks in America after they done went scorched earth. You better know who that we dealing with. Ooh-wee. When we say devil, we ain't talking about color of the skin. This is a content of the character issue. And unfortunately, sometimes some among us also have these same character issues, like some of these reverends and some of these pastors that also have ties to historically infiltrating institutions such as the NAACP. So if you didn't know, like I said, Kamala Harris was in Ghana. And Amos Brown, Reverend Amos Brown, he couldn't make the meeting for the California Reparations Task Force because he was busy. And let's hear what he has to say.
Very appreciative that you're able to accommodate me to make remarks. And I regret very much that I'm not able to be there because I'm in Ghana, West Africa. As we speak, I was part of the delegation of our Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, that was invited to share with her this historic moment in which she, the first female and person of Asian and African descent, has been blessed with a state dinner.
You heard he had to catch himself. Yeah, you heard he had to catch himself. And she's not even of African descent, brother. See how they're having to catch themselves because they were not prepared for y'all. They were not prepared for y'all to come in full force and say, no, this is going to be a lineage base. This is why it needs to be lineage based, lineage based, lineage based, lineage based, lineage based. They were not prepared for it to take such a hard swing. So think about it. When you hear these, okay, just let me back up a bit. Think about this. California first started talking about having a reparations task force. There wasn't no beef, right? There wasn't no beef. But then what happens after that? They had a whole nother meeting behind the scenes with all of these pan-Africanists trying to figure out how they were going to get up on our reparations, and not just pan-Africanists, immigrants too. Now look at that old Negro up there at the top. You see that man with the little kind of kufi on? He's one of these main ones that is intertwined with this woman here, who subsequently is tied into Lisa Holder. Does anybody know who Lisa Holder is? Lisa Holder is another member that is on the California Reparations Task Force. Now, it was all good. They were going for reparations, right? Once it went lineage based, notice how people started changing their little tunes and saying, hey, we don't need reparations at the state level. We need reparations at the federal level. Meanwhile, Sheila Jackson Lee is bailing on the Congressional Black Caucus to go run for mayor of Houston. That way she can just wipe her hands of that BS HR 40 bill that, I mean, she knows we're not going for, but they're going to still try to keep pushing in our face like it matters. She's already dropped it like a hot potato. Let us get that check moving. So understand how the conversation is all of a sudden changing. Why? Because nobody had any problems before to say, well, let me show you something. Let's look at this. Here's a tweet from this particular individual who we're going to get into. And she's a Nigerian, by the way, not foundational Black American, so she doesn't have any stake in our claims, but she's very involved. She has a whole organization that is focused on interrupting our delineation, preventing our delineation from the so-called diaspora, and then also preventing our delineation as lineage-based reparations. And yes, indeed, Judah Queen, you hit the nail on the head. D. Shep in the house, I see you. What is going on? Phantom Beat, I see you. Yes, indeed. And Bricks, the U.S. government is getting hammered from the countries with resources. Yes, indeed they are. And they ain't trying to talk about that. But there's a whole reason why there's a collapse of the dollar. And that might also kind of play in with this project manager of this cryptocurrency out of San Francisco, who would be known as the creator of the Cash App. And so the reason why I started with the description of that gentleman, crypto. That is where he is at. Project and product manager for crypto. So the Cash App man is also a project manager for a crypto company. And somehow he's just mysteriously deleted very soundly. But I'm sure that has nothing to do with nothing, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and read this. After the U.S. Civil War, thousands of Confederates fled to Brazil so they wouldn't have to live under, quote, Northern rule. And guess who they took with them? So when people say the descendants of U.S. chattel slavery, please understand the so called lineage is actually international. Uh oh. No, ma'am. That was a whole different government that they fled to. Now, the one thing that they could do, because see, at that point they fled the United States government, you're actually admitting that yes, they left the United States. So how now is that the United States government's bill? Because reparations would have been enacted after that. So what you said is they fled to Portugal, where there was actually open slavery under the Portuguese. Well, I'm sorry, they fled to Brazil under the Portuguese government, so there was still legal slavery there. Yes, we got it. Also, Miss Joloff, because I can't really pronounce your name, Jama, whatever the hell your name is. That whack movie, the Man King, I mean the Woman King. That particular group and those slaves that you're talking about came from them. Are you not potentially related to the people who put them on ships? And not only that, though, the people on those last ships, to especially the last one you're talking about that came to America illegally, and then those that went down to Brazil, there was a coup that went on in that Dahomey kingdom. And so everybody that was on the wrong side of the victor ended up in slavery. And that is actually how you got a lot of Brazilian slaves. So again, that's not us. Nice try, sis, but no, that ain't us. See the way that these people play, and all of a sudden, why is it important? But again, I'll tell you why. Because see, you always got to wonder when you have things that show up and you got funding. These are the partners of her organization, funding partners. Do any New Black Media member have funding partners? You know, my funding partners are right here in my chat. Y'all, my funding partners. I don't have no Johnson Army. All these foundations, and let me see. Let me see here. What do we got here? Policy Link, Katali Foundation, Fund for Nonviolence. I'm just going through a few. The Hewlett Foundation, New Profit Foundation, Open Society Foundation, the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. The Rockefeller Brothers Fund. Oh, wow, that's interesting. The MacArthur Foundation. The Ford Foundation. All right. And the JPB Foundation and the Compton Foundation. Oh, really? Let's see them. The William R. Kerman Jr. Charitable Trust and the Threshold Foundation. And you're just looking at, Women's Donors Network and Threshold Philanthropy. That's a lot of big time old money. That's not even government funding. Some people would elect to say that it's kind of interesting because if you started digging into the backgrounds and associations of a lot of those donors, you might find people like somebody named Bill or somebody named George or maybe even somebody named Kraus. I don't know. Or Klaus. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I don't know. Here's another one. Torian Rain Reloader. What is going on, my brother? One of the major misconceptions about American chattel slavery is that its victims only exist within U.S. borders. However, U.S. chattel slavery had an international reach. This is why descendants of Africans enslaved in the U.S. also exist in the Caribbean and Latin America. This is why descendants of Africans enslaved in the U.S. also exist in the Caribbean. Can somebody explain how that makes sense? How? So, again, those people are funding this move. Now, what does this say right here? Did I see Tasha Peters come on in here? Hey, Tasha Peters, I see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Queen Nile said, wow, she got a bunch of racist white supremacist funding. Yeah, Queen Nile. I mean, yeah, yikes. Oh, not to mention, now remember I just mentioned Lisa Holder, right? Remember I just mentioned Lisa Holder. Worldviews, welcome, welcome. Well, okay, here's something that you might want to find a little interesting because Lisa Holder is on the Reparations Task Force. And this ain't no old date. This was last week. Reparations Information Thought Series. The weaponization of race in reparations and how to combat it. Whoa. Let's just look at these names. Now, we're talking reparations for foundational Black Americans, by the way. So let's see. The first person here is Ajowa Ayetoro. And then we have Jeffrey Robinson. We have Nkechi Tafa. And then we have Jam Awer, however you pronounce that. And then none other than Lisa Holder, which I firmly believe is a tether sitting. And when that brother went up there and got at that task force, I would like the chairman to step down, because you're a tether. I'm from a feather. You're from a tether. It is this woman who you should have been getting at, genius. But nonetheless, because this woman, I am not certain at all that Lisa Holder is not. I don't think she has. Just to be on the real side of the game, I do not believe she is foundational Black American at all. And it is fitting because how are you sitting on a lineage-based reparations task force doing this? You're trying to combat something you're actively part of? How on earth does that make sense? I mean, come on, man. This ain't cool. So this is what happened. I think yesterday we were listening to it, which is just so freaking weird. Slavery is not an ethnicity. We never said it was. Lineage base is not making slavery an ethnicity. It is saying this is the particular group that is owed a debt because their ancestors were never straightened out. And so that perpetual attack without any kind of protection has created over a century's worth of damage. Now everybody's trying to come in on the repair time and like, yeah, man, we should be involved too. So this is what this is about. This is the pan-African grift, and they no longer can hide it behind hate for Tariq Nasheed. This is not about Tariq Nasheed. This is not about xenophobia. This is not about Black Americans hating Black immigrants. This is about reparations only. And reparations is only for one group that is tied to the lineage. That's a bloodline issue. Through those people who have the blood and bones in the soil, those descendants. That's who is who is owed this debt. And what now you're getting all of it. Now, mind you, we understand full well with all the money behind this thing right here, there is nothing coming off that's ignorant. This is all planned and thought out and think tanked out. NBCI Trust, National Black Cultural Information Trust. Slavery is not an ethnicity. Proposed changes to U.S. race and ethnicity categories. Join us for the overview of the proposal changes in racial categories in the U.S. These changes have urgent and far-reaching implications. Its proponents have not shared. Really? We'll be discussing next steps on how to take action. Family, we are saying we do not want to be classified along with any other group. And this is a whole funded, very well funded movement to undermine, number one, our delineation, and they're lying to you while they're saying this has nothing to do with our reparations. But here's the point. It actually has more to do with, and it's not just our reparations. It's more than that. Because see, the programs and set-asides that they're getting right now that we don't get, they only get because they're tied to us. So this is what this is about. Those goodies and, see, they don't want to have to work hard. So they went and got white supremacist money. So they don't have to face the reality that we know, and we've been saying, that's why we are saying no more. You cannot ride our backs anymore, and we are not your security guards. Deal with them as you've been dealing with them, but now without us as a buffer. It's on you. Go do that. And so meanwhile, we have all of these people over here, these homegrown tethers that have outside agendas. See, once you are a homegrown individual and you start going outside and pushing that agenda more so than the unification in here, because I'm going to tell you, one of the biggest things that is the most hypocritical part of pan-Africanism. Hey, before you can ever link up with an African, you got to patch it up with Tariq Nasheed. But shut your hypocritic ass up. I mean, it's the biggest lie in front of your face. Yeah, unity, unity, unity. Damn Tariq Nasheed. This about Tariq Nasheed. That about Tariq Nasheed. See, this is when you know you're being lied to. And I guarantee you there ain't a person on the planet that can explain that shit. Not logically. They can make it sound fantastical, but not logically. Because at the end of the day, how do you get around that hurdle of hypocrisy? How can you unify with someone else when you won't unify with your home? Well, if you'll find an excuse not to unify with your home, then I say it would be a safe bet that they could find a situation not to deal with you. But here's the other thing. What is it in Pan-Africanism that you're looking for? To get back to ancient ways that they have lost? You want to tap into ancient African things and traditions to a group of people who don't even have birth certificates. I tell you, if the white man was in black skin, y'all would just be content staying rolled over forever. This is sad. This is really sad. Because there ain't nothing that you have gotten out of Pan-Africanism but so much smoke for one another. And me being a very staunch pro-black man. And number one, being that, first word is man. Something I was listening to. I was listening to a old lecture of Dr. Khalid Muhammad. And this woman stood up in the audience. And she had this to say. You know, Dr. Khalid, I just don't understand. What has happened to our men? What has happened to our brothers? Why are our brothers not standing up and fighting? See, what these people out there, they killing us. They killing us. What we need to do, we need our men to start checking the police. I'm listening. Me and my wife are listening. Like, wait, what she say? Yeah, that's right. And I'm saying, you know, if they got guns, people out here got guns. Oh, whoa. Sisters, word of advice. If I hear a woman in the midst of a bunch of warrior men talking about why aren't we doing this, that, or the other? Number one, are you a strategic warrior? Number two, are you going to be on the front line with the warriors as they commence doing whatever you think they should be doing? Number three, will you take the responsibility for a loss? If none of those things is a yes, don't suggest anything that warriors should be doing. Other than eating and resting. That may sound a little chauvinistic. Good. Because some things need to stay in its place. And when you have warriors, they don't need to be taking over emotional cues from a thought that is not thought out. And that's why some people don't move. I don't know why they ain't doing this. I don't know, because they're smart. And they're being strategic. And they don't have "born to lose" tattooed on their chest. So I'm telling you, this type of thing has been around us for a while. You realize that, you know, Dr. Khalid Muhammad passed away in 2001. So what I'm telling you is something that happened so long ago, but we still have these things going on right now. Why ain't we doing it? And why ain't we doing it? We need to be jumping out the dinner. We need to be no. We need to be parachuting over there. No. All of that rah-rah ain't nothing but a siren and a calling card for police and every other branch of law enforcement looking to invade Black groups. Because once again, family, everyone who said FBA is a hate group, let me just put this on your mind. It ain't just her. You think they got money that they just funded one thing? Like I said, y'all better start paying attention to the changes that are going on around here. Blueberry Muffins, what is going on, my sister? And Shawana S., greetings. Do y'all understand me? So when I'm telling you, you are seeing things that ain't right, you are seeing things that ain't right. This ain't got nothing to do with no damn Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is a lightning rod for bullshit. That's all that is. He's a target. A lightning rod for the agenda. Don't ever think that somebody because everybody that's talking about that man ain't got no personal experience except for the man that went out there, ran up on him, and got slapped. By the way, you definitely don't have anything to do with me, Buckethead Bay, but I don't know why you keep popping up around my shit. That's real weird. And so again, I'll call Joe, you and your other partner out. I don't rock with none of you niggas. All you are suspect police to me. Damn infiltrators, and next thing you know, y'all all talking the same, and then, oh no, we done throw this out. Oops, oh no, she's not. Ah, miss me. All you niggas is. Pan-African Moorish bullshit. Not no science, bullshit. Straight up hustle. And since the smoke is really real, go ahead and get it. Because I'm telling you, this is what we see out here. Y'all ain't finna just pass this off on one dude. You kidding? Hell no, you against the whole movement, and we see you for what it is. Keep going. Pan-Africanist, when your big prince of Pan-Africanism tells you the truth that Pan-Africanism is bullshit, then maybe you might need to start listening to these Pan-Africanists because it's one-sided. So you know how one-sided it is? Here's something for us, and look at what your precious Africans are looking to do. They're looking to undermine our reparations. Ooh, man, Tariq Nasheed's a grifter. Man, Tariq Nasheed's a grifter. I don't know. Why does he hate on Africans so much? Well, then what the hell is this? Is this not a grift? From your precious Africans? Is this not a grift? And a grimy grift at that. And ooh, look at her. Look, she got that grand NBC I Trust Works Advanced Racial Justice Field Support from the MacArthur Foundation. Shalom, my brother in the chat. I see you. Yes, indeed. Whoo! I hope y'all understanding. Pan-Africanism is dead. Moorish science is taking an L. And I figured out what the Moorish science, with the Moorish science thing, it's like, y'all remember, we had a sheik out here from out there, out east. You've been done. You've been done. There's a song I even got with one of the Moorish science brothers. They won't let it come out. That's going all the way to Harlem. Y'all niggas miss me with the dumb shit. Y'all know who B Zilla is. I'm on that record that y'all pushing. Stop it. I'm literally on the record y'all pushing. Whoops. Jeez. Lord. Golly, man. This, really? Slavery is not an ethnicity. Okay, all right. Well, let's just take a look at what else is going on around these parts, because somebody's on some Pan-African tip. And not to mention, speaking of Pan-Africans, how do Africans feel about... See, here's the thing. Do you believe all Africans are receptive to the United States way of thinking and the government that they're trying to push over? And see, some of those people are smart enough to know we can't let them people over here like that. Because you look at what's happening. We're pushing. If you got Charlie Kirk coming out here talking about, hey, you guys better get used to reparations, living in America with reparations. Within 48 hours, the Democrats are coming out here talking about, we're going to be over in Africa. And somehow these Pan-Africanists got in their mind that, man, these are about Tariq Nasheed and xenophobia. Are you kidding? I'm telling you, man, taking intelligence and just throwing it in the trash just to simply hate on another black man while pushing unity. You can't make this shit up. It's just so fucking stupid.
A country that has toppled so many governments in Africa, that has led so many coups in Africa and other parts of the world, a country that has killed so many of our leaders in Africa and other parts of the world, the killers of Patrice Lumumba, those who toppled Kwame Nkrumah, those who killed Nasser, those who killed Muammar Gaddafi, today are coming to teach us about democracy. A country that has been built on brutal force, on enslavement of other human beings, on the humiliation of Africans, the exploitation of Africans, the plunder of Africa, today is coming to teach us about democracy. If you have no respect for the dignity of others, if you have no respect for the sovereignty of other countries, you cannot claim to be a champion of democracy.
Okay, so let me also clarify something, because I know a lot of people probably see that and like, oh, when he was saying Africans, he meant us. No, when he said other human beings, he meant you. So foundation of the Black Americans enslaved here, that was other human beings. When he's talking about the exploitation of Africans and the humiliation of Africans, he meant the continent. So I hope you understand that when he referred to Africa and the Africans, he did not include you. So American pan-africanists, you just heard with your own ears that you were excluded. But clap it up for yourself, because you guys go out there with this fantastical mind and we're going to go over here and it's just going to be, we're going to see Jesus come out the sky when we get back to Africa. The Yoruba priestess is going to come out and she's going to sprinkle me with chicken feet and dust. And I mean, oh, golly. Oh, it's just brutally painful at this point. And it's like, damn, you ain't seeing your real true enemy out here? You suck. I mean, because you are treasonous. And I mean, I'm telling you, I said this in my space, and I'm going to say it right here. Anybody that is still subscribing to Pan-Africanism is against reparations. Because again, this is what, see, we see what we need to do, brother. We all are under the system of white supremacy. Here's the problem. We hate the system of white supremacy. They react like this.
That's why she came out with that statement this morning. We made a lot of phone calls, and that's why she wants to come out and apologize.
Wrong video. Where's that video at? I do want to play that, though, because we got to get back to the Joe Biden. Because we also got to talk about these black folks, the same black folks, mind you, that have so much to talk about the xenophobic hate group mentality of foundational Black Americans. Yet that makes sense. Do I not have that in here? Where's that other one? I thought I had that in here. Damn it. Okay, let me look for that real quick. But let me see this one. I think that's it. I think this is it. Because these folks is like giddy that this woman came to Africa. Oh man, it's such a big idea. And you had a Idris Elba over there. Like, how does this make sense? But nonetheless, Judah Queen said they can't make it make sense. No, they really can't. No, they really can't. But let's check this out.
Africa has become the go-to destination for world leaders. America's Vice President Kamala Harris, the latest to touch down on the continent this year. She'll stop by in Ghana, Tanzania and Zimbabwe on a week-long tour. It follows the U.S. Secretary of State's visit to Africa last week. Hot topics on her agenda spans women's rights to global warming.
In particular on this trip, I intend to do work that is focused on increasing investments here on the continent and facilitating economic growth and opportunity, specifically in the areas of economic empowerment of women and girls, empowerment of youth entrepreneurship, digital inclusion, and to support the work that must be done to increase food security, including adaptation to the effects of the climate crisis.
Her visit comes amid growing Chinese influence and investment on the continent. Previously, the US had pressured African leaders to ditch Beijing projects for Western ones. Will the American approach be different this time?
Notice how she was talking about money, resources, entrepreneurship, all the things we never hear when they're talking about us. Crime and criminal justice and crime and criminal justice criminal. That's when they're talking to us, right? And she went over there and was like, yeah, about that economics and equity. Really? You don't say. So funny how that can just come up out of nowhere, isn't it? I mean, man, they can figure out something in a heartbeat. And I just wanted you to also pay attention to how giddy the African press was about this new move that Americans are trying to make in Africa. Here's more of what she had to say.
In Tanzania alone, thanks to your leadership, Madam President, and partnership with the private sector, work is currently underway to build the first of its kind processing facility on the continent for minerals that go into electric vehicle batteries. This will deliver battery-grade nickel to the United States and global markets as soon as 2026. This project is an important and pioneering model, using innovative and low-emission technology and high labor standards. Importantly, raw minerals will soon be processed in Tanzania by Tanzanians. It will help address the climate crisis, build resilient global supply chains, and create new industries and jobs. There is so much potential for growth here. So our administration is now working with partners to identify additional opportunities for critical minerals from the region to be processed in this new facility.
Something else. Notice how the Pan-Africans never ever talk about resources for us. So you have Pan-Africanists that literally fight against us advocating for ourselves. Does that make any sense? Because see, ourselves is right here in America. There is no unification diaspora when dealing with the one specific group. So here's another thing. Like, again, if you're trying to work on your house, how can you work on your house and the whole entire neighborhood at the exact same time? That means somebody's trying to spread you thin purposely. Pan-Africanists are agents of the damn government. That is totally infiltrated and done. I hope y'all see it. There's no escaping it. None. Because from this group to that group to this group and every other group, it all has to do with undermining empowerment. Some of you are even claiming you're about empowerment while steadily undermining it. That's a trick, though. How do you think you get grassroots COINTELPRO unless people can convince you that they're grassroots? Remember that woman that was working for the CIA that was right up under there? She was down with the movement. She was telling on Dr. Martin Luther King and trying to set people up and all of this while sitting up there for 9 years. She was one of those that would have been the black first, and I'm going to do this, and what we need to do is pick up some guns. Who is that? Sounding like anybody you know out here, like a few people you've heard. Let me know. Does that sound like a few people that you have heard? I'm just curious. Once more, though, I mean, again, because people keep talking about xenophobic. Let me understand something. Something that they didn't mention was xenophobic. Any kind of tension against them and us? Oh no, all they were talking about is resources, jobs, and development for Africans, not us. How the hell you advocating for them and not advocating for us? How that makes sense? Y'all better start double checking people's paperwork around you. I'm just saying.
The median age on the continent of Africa is 19. By 2050, 1 in 4 people occupying space on Mother Earth will be on the continent of Africa. Think about what that means in terms of the opportunity, in terms of the future, in terms of the obvious fact, I believe, as evidenced by the demographics I've just shared, which is that what happens on that continent will impact the entire globe.
Again, no benefit to us. We're talking about reparations. They're talking about investing in Africa. But somehow we're xenophobic? Boy, you better recognize these traitors amongst you. Man, please. There is not a foundational Black American that can amount up to this type of treachery. Oops, wait a minute. Here's a pan-Africanist old nigga.
When we look at what's happening in terms of COVID, the response of this administration to the COVID crisis, who does that impact? Black and brown people primarily. They act like it's not a big deal because it affects us. That's white supremacy. That's institutional structural racism. That's on the ballot as well. And so we have to put all this into context in terms of voting or not voting. To not vote in this election could be fatal to Black aspirations, fatal. People could die because we decided not to vote. And I'm not saying that I'm exhorting, I'm not castigating. I'm just saying this is incredibly powerfully, incredibly important. Back to the theme of white nationalism. Imagine somebody imagine President Obama having a white nationalist in the White House as a senior policy advisor, in the person of Steve Bannon. And you still have Stephen Miller right now. This is white nationalism in the White House. Now, that's important in terms of reparations because Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, among other things, has said that H.R. 40, that reparations is the one umbrella issue that cuts to the very heart of structural institutional racism. And that is manifest in H.R. 40. And it's already been said eloquently and powerfully by Sister Adjoa Arturo, and others will say likewise. We have never, ever advanced this far. And I really have to give a shout out to that awesome Kenneth Henry, because she has been pounding and pushing with the Incoba Legislative Commission. She is just awesome. And Incoba has been leading the charge to get us to that 162 sponsors, along with others who are part of a massive coalition who are getting that work done.
Oh. Ouch.
You shade tree nigga.
Oh my Lord. Absolutely brutal. And again, I just showed you that Negro, right? Here you go. This is the coalition for buffer class to graft himself into reparations. So from this meeting that you see, Again, take note, Pan-Africanists, because this is what you subscribe to. You know, you subscribe to all this treachery, so this is you too. Guilt by association. Good going. You have betrayed your own people. Pat yourselves on the back because you have helped aid this. And this all of a sudden is acting as these are people who are lying on our reparations claim. Do you understand what I am saying, family? Brother Afro Elite in the house. What is going on, my brother? What is going on? So I hope y'all are taking notes to this. But okay, even more so, I just want you to, I'm just pointing out the fact if it's all one-sided. And so again, if you are a Pan-Africanist, you are the donkey. And these are the agendas that you are pushing. Because by Pan-Africanist, oh yeah, that's the other part. There's something else that they're pushing also as an undertone issue. All of a sudden, Pan-Africanist is co-signing a certain agenda that we never really known them to strongly support. But things are changing because I guess when you have big donor bucks, like, I guess you have to consider what you do now and the things you say and the things you push, and especially the things that they send you out there to go against. So I understand that it's money and government and a lot of different other backroom dealings that have people doing things that they are doing. But again, that's neither here nor there for me. You are in the way of an empowerment. And if you're in the way of empowerment, man, I look at you like this.
Shuffling and scratching and bootlicking and buck dance.
Because you may have struck a deal of some sorts for what you see, but always remember.
The white man broke every law in the state and federal penal code system in order to establish every state in the United States.
At this point, Pan-Africanists and Pan-Africanism has been completely co-opted by the powers that be. See that donkey with the kufi? All of this agenda here. Where do you think this is coming from? All of this is paid for. And then you have people out here in these YouTube and Twitter streets all of a sudden picking up certain talking points and conversations. Are we supposed to believe none of this is interconnected? I mean, I guess somebody could, right? None of this has anything to do with all of these other folks, right? I mean, because this one woman is surely getting all of this funding, right? That's what you believe, huh? And I don't have to throw names out there, but I am saying what I see. And, you know, for some of y'all, it'll end like this. So if you were to take any kind of advice and say, well, I ain't going to do this because I got to still stay strapped into this, and I believe this, and I believe this, and I believe that, and Pan-Africanism is the way to go. And if we don't fight with our African brothers, then we ain't going to be able to get nothing accomplished because And I'm sure somebody would say, well, I mean, you just got a skewed view because of this or because of that. Well, maybe that is true and maybe it's not. However, let's hear from a Pan-Africanist.
Living in Africa, and now I've been in Ghana 3 years, no break, okay? I really have come to understand that Africans do not have an understanding of what it means to be a Pan-Africanist. They don't understand that, even though the liberating president, Kwame Nkrumah, put great work in that. He was meeting with these Black leaders and really made it clear that no matter where the African was dispersed, whether it was in the Americas or the Caribbean or Jamaica, they were authentically African, and we shared the motherland in common. They don't understand what that is. So the idea that an African man, and now I'm referring to my estranged husband, would select a woman who is a clear Pan-Africanist. Like, I have spent the last 5 years of my life coming back and forth to the continent. I've been to Africa 8 times in 5 years. And during that time, my predominant role has been to bring books, learning aid, technology to assist with any sort of elevation of creative thought, to teach, to counsel on some levels. I've been involved with, fundraising for roofs for schools, for helping with home toilets, helping with mobility aids like wheelchairs. That's recently what I've involved myself with. Any way that I can serve the continent, I can serve my mother. I consider myself the lost child.
Right. Notice the one-sided belief. Are y'all understanding there's a one-sided belief? That becomes playing yourself at some point, does it not? So to encourage others to go down that path, it makes no sense. And something else she also mentioned, all of the help that she was referring to, all these good benefits, she was benefiting them. And then she gets to the meat of the matter, to where how much of this Pan-African fantasy is not true. And what the end of the day is, my husband married a Pan-Africanist. Yeah, he got him a green card out the deal. That's game. I keep saying it. I've said it for years on this channel now. Ladies, you will only know how other cultures rock with you based on how they interact with your men. You got the good stuff that men want, so stop acting like it's not about sex. Yes, it is. And it might be about sex and a green card. But you won't know if these people really interact with your culture unless they are dealing with your men. And you can't get around that. I know a lot of people try. Then they get their head bumped in like she did. She's still talking about they don't understand. Yeah, they do. Pan-African this is not freeze. Okay, I'm gonna say it just looked like I froze. But like I said, when it's beneficial. So that sister there, is still obviously a little bit in denial because she can't accept that she got played by an African. Shit happens. You ain't the first. You ain't special. What you are is a woman who felt susceptible to this African hustle, and you fell for Prince Akeem, and you got played. Simple as that. It's no big deal. It doesn't mean we hate Africans to point out international play a game. I mean, hell, what the hell y'all expect? Y'all over here messing with Nigerian dudes. These dudes running and hustle. The Nigerian Prince King hustle and the here, put your money in my account. I'm from a wealthy family. Shit, that's just been going on for the last 20 years. You got these cats getting hemmed up on PPP loans. What are you talking about? Ain't nobody balling over there. Oh, yeah, and for the record, here's another Nigerian.
And that niggas still appreciate me. I still got stretch mark, but this pussy is all organic, Nigerian, coochie me. Niggas love this cat. Yeah. So fuck all everything.
Woo-wee, thank the Most High. She is not one of us. So, it almost reminds me of a story out the Old Testament. But she's Nigerian, though. So, I mean, again, she got the homie monkey. Oh, man. But, again, have y'all seen her little new single? Lord. And that girl done went out there. She done did one of them videos. I didn't know what contract I was signing. Bullshit. Because here's one thing. When you talking about you signed a contract with the devil. Oh, no, you're aware of what you were signing. I guess you probably didn't believe what they said. But you knew what you were signing. They did not. You are not snuck into those contracts. That ain't how it works, sweetheart. So save that deception for someone else who cares. Especially somebody else who don't know. So I said, I'm used to being blackballed. One of the reasons why I'm blackballed is because, as y'all can see, I can muster up some influence. And I can't be contained or controlled. I mean, so it should make sense why, this. Of course I'd be blackballed. Of course. I've said no to some powerful people. You got to know who you are at the end of the day. And if there ain't nothing in here to say this matters, I don't know what to say. But I mean, I can say we all get fooled by people who can appear that they got that in them. Only time will tell. You understand? Only time will tell. Be time tested. That's what I would say. Be time tested. Because at the end of the day, everybody who will come around you that does not have patience, time tested, family. That woman was down with the Black empowerment movement for 9 years, not being found out. That means she's one of the most rah, loud, down for the cause. Like, yeah, I know that sister. I could vouch for her. Everybody vouching for this woman. She's entrenched in it. All the while working against Black empowerment because she loves these people so much.
Did not survive that match.
Oh.
And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate to see, but this is what happens here, Jim.
Yeah,
There's so much at stake here.
Oh, the memories
parents are.
That's how they feel when they think about we getting reparations, and when we not thinking and worried about what they talking
Did not
about.
survive that match.
Oh.
And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate to see, but this is what happens here, Jim.
Yeah,
There's so much at stake here.
Oh, the memories
parents are.
So let me go through a little quick list of things and signs to look for. Look out for a person that is half revolutionary and then half follow the rules type of individual. Because you can't be both. The next thing, look out for low-key feminism That'll always be a red flag. And when I say low-key feminism, I mean getting to the person and never getting to the message by design. Prime example I'll give, the Kevin Samuels effect. And I say Kevin Samuels effect because at this point it's been proven and there's something to it. There was something that Kevin Samuels was mentioning, that if this one thing was seriously examined, it would have flipped a lot. And it would also flip a lot of relationships as well. I mean, think about it. Every woman that had an issue, okay, let me ask you this. How many married women had problems with what Kevin Samuels said? So I'll frame it in that context. How many married women? Now, I'm not saying everything he said was like, you know, and then also he had the little white girl with the white girl with the white claw up there, telling like, yeah, you just let her go. I'm not moving on that. Aside from that, I'm saying the down to the message, which also you could hear this message in Jason Black, The Business. It's not a woman-hating thing. It is an observation of a pattern of behavior. And I don't know why people ignore it. If you want to train a man up to be a warrior, that seems to make sense. But wanting to train a young black girl up to be a wife seems to be forbidden. So all of these things that you're doing is literally preparing somebody on how to ruin future relationships. Where that comes into play in this scenario is it prevents the coming together, which aids depopulation. I'm not worried about getting with no damn Africans. We need to learn how to get our thing together and get our community back together and working in its proper fashion. You understand what I'm saying? That ain't what that got to do with them and they culture over there. You haven't figured out your own. Shouldn't you be handling this here? I'm just saying. You better pay attention. Better pay attention. So let me play. So let me get over here because I want to get into the Jill Biden part as well. But let me play this real quick. Because, you know, people have this idea of a revolutionary. And I get it. However, true revolutionaries are strategic. And they understand what the mission is and the verbiage that should be used before they're engaging in the public like this.
There's a difference between peace and liberation, is there not? You can have injustice and have peace. Isn't that correct?
You can have peace and be enslaved.
Yes. So peace isn't the answer.
No.
Liberation is the answer.
Yes, of course.
Okay, then that's what you should talk about, never peace. That's the white man's word, peace. Liberation is our word.
But you will want peace in the end.
Yes, but you can't have peace until everybody is equal.
But you seem free at the moment.
I seem peaceful at the moment.
You seem free.
I seem peaceful.
Inaccurate? I think not.
You understand? See, when people come at you, well, hey man, what about this and what about that? No, I think we got it. Because see, it's like you want your protectors to start getting away from how they were trained to protect for how you feel. But see, when you hold the line, then yeah, sometimes people will feel uncomfortable. But if you truly desire to be defended by your warrior class, then you have to follow suit under your warriors. Not the other way around. And that's what the Black community has fell into. And the low-key evidence of that is that matriarchy line to where the Black woman is the backbone of the Black community. That's because you're a conquered group and things are out of order. That's why you're always susceptible to attack. Every other group got their thing together. It's Black folks that want to do things the way that no one else is doing them. And then it's not working right now, but hey, I can do whatever I want to do, so let's just keep doing it this way and lose. I propose a better way. I propose let's get everything back in its proper station. Let's keep moving along in this proper order on code. It's all a work in process because we are getting back to ourselves. But one thing that we already do know, and we can build off of that. And this is one thing that only we in America hold. We are the exceptional people. Stop looking for these folks to give their power away to fleers. That is one of the most treasonous moves ever, and it's low-key disloyal, and it's low-key promoting your enemy's agenda against you. Don't ever let one individual get you caught up so much so that, you get responded to. Because here's another thing I don't like. People think they could take shots at people and nothing will be said to them. If somebody comes at you after you mention them,
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
that's all I can say. You got to leave it as that. And in the meantime, again, family, we got opposition on all sides. So not just the Democrat pan-Africanist hustle, but we also have the Republican white supremacist hustle. And they're starting to roll out their bought and paid for Negroes. And they have a new campaign called Black Lives MAGA.
You guys, we are just here. Black Lives MAGA. Woo! All Lives MAGA. Woo! Yes, we are here to support our president, Donald John Trump.
We are not black. Remember that.
Okay.
We ain't black.
Joe Biden said
Joe Biden said we ain't black.
If you don't vote for him, you ain't black.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
So I guess I ain't black. Okay, so we want to see more minorities. We want to see more people of color, the left. We want to see, because we know that you are out there. Maybe you're afraid to step out and to show your support for America and for God and for Donald Trump and for country. But come on out. It's okay. Come on to the right side. Come on to the right side.
If you like high gas prices, if you like killing babies, if you don't know whether you're a man or woman, a child, like a unicorn, a frog, if you don't know what you are, or anything like that, if giving all your hard-earned money to a different country is what you like, this ain't the party for you.
And guess what? If you keep voting left, you'll have nothing left.
Hello.
As bugged out as they are, they still more right than these Biden sexuals, because they actually are dropping facts, not just, oh, well, this person, I mean, they literally dropped this and this and this. I didn't hear about Joe Biden as much. See, talking to a Biden sexual, all I'm going to hear is Trump, 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 Trump. You first word out your mouth is Trump. Those people just told me about abortion. People, I mean, it's going, they went through the step. We need to see that. As bugged out as they are, we got to hear more than Trump is this and Trump is that and Trump, Trump, Trump. That's not gonna work. But here's something else I need you to understand. And family, you're going to have to make some hard decisions with this pan-Africanist nonsense. But listen to one of our greats. If you're confused about what you should do, don't take it from me. Take it from one of our greats.
Good evening, Dr. Clark. I really would like you to tell me what's the best way to handle an African American that gets in the way of the liberation of African Americans. I believe in this unity, and I'd love to love all of them, embrace them. Please tell me how to do it strategically.
Put space between you. Don't try to reform him. Give him the information. Hope that he will use it. If he don't use it, then don't waste time letting him obstruct the movement. People who don't believe in themselves can't believe in you and can't help you. It's heartbreaking to know that there are some of us we have to write off so the rest of us can survive.
Have any of you, I got your blueberry muffin. We ain't got there yet, but it's coming. Has any of y'all heard the Pan-Africanist Brigade address how much money is being spent going over to Ukraine and talking? Do they talk much against the Democrats at this point? Did they talk about not voting for Democrats at this point? Are you hearing any of that type of talk? No. Yeah, I'm just, just food for thought. And some people you don't have to just simply ask.
Where's your family from?
Because see, when the Pan-Africanist people, especially all of these people who have been masquerading as foundational Black Americans, as soon as this reparations conversations came up, look at what happened. All of a sudden, a lot of these Pan-Africanists start changing their tune, and all of a sudden, this group that really was never political has been leaning way to the left. And now they're all on board. They're the main ones promoting immigration over here in the Black community, are they not? Are the main people in the Black community pushing immigration not Pan-Africanists? Not that Black immigrants are going to benefit from immigration, but nonetheless, that's how it's being delivered to our community, is it not? I'm telling you. this is how it went down. I'm just speculating. This is how I see it. The call went down and said, "Man, do you understand what's going on?" I never really liked that FBA thing and Tariq Nasheed in the first place. I mean, we are the citizens slave, but truth be told, them white folks ain't never gonna give us no reparations. So, I mean, I might as well get my money in now. I mean, we all from the motherland in the first place. I mean, so at the end of the day, I mean, we all is the same peoples. And we can't be hating on no Africans because at the end of the day, I mean, we just all won. Now, I don't necessarily believe that we gonna get reparations, but we can't be excluding one another, y'all. I mean, how can we play this xenophobic game? We just can't. We can't afford to do that because I got people back in my homeland waiting on this phone call. And they come over here to Africa and they gonna get some money and then they gonna go and put all that stuff in Africa and then they gonna call all of us over there to go enjoy it. Because people like this, they looking out for all black people. See, they be really looking out and it's these black Americans, all these so-called FBA hating on people, and they over here doing all of this xenophobic talk, hating on our African brothers and sisters. And I mean, now they might be trying to interfere with our reparations claim and all, but that ain't no excuse to be hating on our brothers and sisters in Africa. Now, we can't harp on all the negative stuff that these African and these wicked tethers are doing, but I mean, all of this white supremacist foundational money that they getting, I mean, to do what? Oh, combat foundational black Americans. I mean, we just we can't afford not to link up with our backstabbing brothers over there in the diaspora. Do you understand? I mean, you just have to offer up your back and just allow them to drive the knife in because you are not about black people and you are not a revolutionary if you will not allow yourself to be used by this wicked ass game right here. Who's still subscribing to pan-Africanism? Because low-key, I guess them pan-Africanists also think that Kamala Harris is black, ain't she?
I'm not always going to only talk about what we can do for black people. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
And then we have people embedded in the task force. I wonder how many people. Oh, that's right. Tariq Nasheed is an agent. Unfortunately, all you pan-Africanists are the ones that are tied to this, though. Ooh, this isn't working out any better. It's not getting any better. It's a losing battle. And I fully understand. People are totally invested. But this is a train that will not be stopped. It will not be detoured. But I do see some of you are definitely fit to stand on the tracks and get in the way. And I'm certain somebody will tell you, you were doing the right thing. Yes, interfere with the movement, get in the way of empowerment.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yeah, see? He said, Blueberry Muffin said, guess I'm blocked. Nida? No, you're not blocked in this chat. You're not blocked here. No, Blueberry Muffin, you're a member. You ain't blocked. Eric Curtis, that wig, though. Oh, no, you know, I can't say. That might be a wig. I ain't certain. I ain't certain. Yes, indeed. But yes, have a great night, Blueberry Muffin. Salute to you and the husband. And y'all have safe travels to the plantation in the morning. Yes, indeed. Blueberry Muffin. You know, if y'all come into our Twitter spaces, the Certified Truth Twitter spaces, you will hear Sister Blueberry Muffin giving her takes often. And man, given a lot of information from the region. That's what we do in those Twitter spaces. There's a lot of information that comes out. So yeah, Blueberry Muffin is one of our major contributors to our spaces, along with our sister Miriam. And you know, this is how we do. This is how we do. So again, I just wanted to just kind of show you the connecting dots. Whoa. Wait a minute. I almost forgot. There is something I have to read for y'all. Because this woman's organization that is so very well funded, I just gotta, let's see, where is that at? Here's their mission statement. So it's the National Black Cultural Information Trust. Our mission. The National Black Cultural Information Trust is a pan-African initiative that uses communications, media, and cultural storytelling to share information and resources that correct and challenge cultural misinformations and disinformation surrounding racial/ethnic identity, who do you need to do that to, though? Are you guys catching that? So this is themed toward other Black people. This isn't combating white supremacy. It goes on to read ethnic identity, anti-Blackness, and other false narratives that harm our communities. So now we're doing the flat Blackness. Our work aims to uplift the collective survival and freedom of Black communities through through informative resources. Our work is centered on embracing collective cultural memories from the Black community and Pan-African world as tools for education and solutions. How we serve our community. Number one, share crowdsourced information, tools, and resources that inform and uplift Black communities in various ways. The hell does that mean? 2, directly call out anti-Blackness, cultural misinformation, cultural disinformation, and other false narratives that harm Black communities. That sounds like something I've heard before. Let me look at this real quick. That cultural unity thing? Really? What is this here? Oh. Oh, this woman has been at this for a while. So again, this woman is part of a a Black people contingency plan. That's what I'm looking at here. So if we went off the rails and started forming our own groups or cells or something like that, they are using this. This woman been around for a few years, but I'm noticing, yeah, she's been in the wings ready for this job for a while. Because they don't directly call out anti-Blackness. They call out anti-immigrants. They don't call out anti-Blackness. Have you ever seen this woman calling out anti-Blackness? You could go to their page right now. There's nowhere where they're calling out anti-Blackness. They're pushing, well, you know what they were talking about anti-Blackness was when they were enlisted and funded to push the jab. Crowbarring worldviews, absolutely. Let's see. Here's the third. Share resources, tools, and solutions that educate and provide cultural clarity. Oh, so like, and when we say foundational Black Americans. Coke, you got in here again. This is like your 10th profile. How many times do I gotta block you, dude? You know, at least let me see. Let me make sure I didn't see the word pseudo in here. Okay. No, I didn't see the word pseudo. So you guys can but the race hustling thing, yeah, cut the crap. There's no race hustling anywhere. And have you read American Indian? Stop spamming my chat. And now get where my moderators. Go ahead and time Coke out. Actually, go ahead and hide Coke because he doesn't know how to control himself. Like I said, this is about the 15th 15th profile that this tether has. And, got to get him up out the paint. Hey, brother Sage in the house. Yes, sir. Yeah, get this dude out of here. Yeah, and you've seen Coke before, Sage. So you already know his good. Pseudo. Weirdo. That's a weird dude, family. That Coke Giles McLeod or whatever the hell his name is, he'll never come into a space and say any of this. He'll just sit up there and spam. Like you'll always know it's him because it's always caps, and he never says anything different. It's literally the same thing, and race hustling and blah blah blah. Hey, Fleer, get back to where you came from. Fire up the jet. Correct cultural misinformation and disinformation through community education. What the hell does that mean? Again, are you noticing correct cultural misinformation and disinformation? Now, here's something that they have done. And hey, Coke, and I don't mean what you're sniffing, but you are aware that these people, these Pan-African race hustlers, they are pushing the idea of they said no tangibles, no vote was a co-opted term. Yeah, hold on. Let me take a quick detour. Let me put this in here. See if I can get this picture in here because I need to show y'all this. I need to show y'all these pictures. Some of the stuff that these people are into and they're pushing. Because I'm like, oh, word? These people ain't cool. These people ain't cool at all, family. And so you have folks over here like, man, I don't see how we can't work together. And I had somebody bring that up to me not too long ago, and I've been waiting to hear the answer of what is and how is that going to benefit us. Of course, people tend to swallow their tongues at that moment. Let me see, where is that? Okay, get that in here. Get that in here too. Okay, let me see if these are loading. Okay. Let me show you this. Look at that. Look at that right there. NBCI Trust. There. So this is different disinformation info guide for Black social media users. Yeah, okay. Let's see. This 12-page info guide contains definitions, examples, information, resources, and actions and steps to help Black communities combat disinformation on social media. What the hell are they talking about? Well, look at the table of contents to the right. Overview: cultural disinformation, digital blackface, co-opted hashtags, suppressing Black votes. Although these people have been absolutely quiet on the move that the Mississippi government is putting on Mississippi by taking over their legislation and nullifying their votes to vote their own legislation and their own judges they're absolutely quiet there. But yeah, okay, all right, we got you. So let's see. Suppressing Black activism. Well, that's interesting. 10 things you can do. Suggested organizations, articles, and resources. I haven't seen any of this that they're talking about utilized anywhere. And they haven't put it out anywhere other than combating foundational Black Americans. So let's go on and see what else are they pushing. Well, it says co-opted hashtags used by bad actors to influence Black communities. Are they real people or bots? The answer is not so simple. Real people use these hashtags. Unfortunately, the hashtags have also been co-opted by bad actors in the form of bots, trolls, and sock puppet accounts. They use hashtags to influence the Black population concerning voting and other issues. Oh, okay. All right. They use cultural conversations as an entry point. The accounts often use digital blackface to appear as a Black person speaking on Black issues. Now, the hashtags: walk away, Blexit, MAGA, Black Voices for Trump, Blacks for Trump. Now, if you notice how they're setting this up, right? So now we get down to ADOS. So is that to give you the impression that everybody that is claiming lineage is somehow tied into MAGA and Black Voices for Trump and Blacks for Trump? Tangibles 2020. Oh, somehow that must be also tied to Trump. And no reparations, no vote. That's a co-opted hashtag. And actually, it's no tangibles, no vote. But nonetheless. All right. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? You know, and this is something that your African brothers and sisters are doing, Pan-Africans. They have every desire to undermine your community. Why would you aid them in undermining us? It's just crazy to me. Nutty, by the way. I'm just saying. I mean, think about that. Yeah, Judah Queen said, wow. I mean, really though. Yeah, you are working overtime to sabotage. Let's get this in here. What's that? Okay. Put it in there. And so here's another thing that I'm sure they probably will have an issue with. And I'm interested to see how a lot of the Democrats are going to respond to this. So if you guys didn't know, in other news, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has announced that he is running against Joe Biden for 2024. So these things are they're just getting more interesting by the day. You understand? So back to the basics. Let's just get on back to it. Here's this woman. Thank you. Shout out Judah Queen for sending me this. Here's a couple more screenshots of this woman. This is from 3 years ago. So this isn't like it's new. Black Americans need pan-Africanism. There seems to be more confusion about pan-Africanism and how it relates to Black Americans' identity. Let's have a talk. It was Black History from 3 years ago. But pan-Africanism, how do we need it? That doesn't benefit us. You said deportation is inevitable. Colonizers, immigrants, and all others. Yes. Worldview said, and the president of the NAACP working against our reparations as well, while being also the biggest coon pan-Africanist with Democrats. Facts. And here's another screenshot of hers. I mean, so this woman has been working hard. So now the delineation is on us. You were watching it and you needed to hear what they were saying in that Zoom meeting, because it was all about how they are losing their numbers by not being able to be counted with us. And they're losing resources. They were worried about their resources, nothing else. The National Black Cultural Information Trust and Black Content Creators tackle C-19 misinformation with Inform Unite. Unite, inform, unite, and heal. This sounds very Gates-ish, does it not? Hey, Pan-Africans, I sure hope y'all got y'all piece of this pie. If y'all have bought into it, if these people are not breaking you off, you are doing this for nothing. Because it's just business for all the rest of them, for the Democratic agenda. What the hell are you doing it for? I sure hope y'all are getting paid, which I suspect some of you guys are actually working for the government. But, I mean, to Harker Bay, if you guys are looking at anything around that and saying the government ain't there, you out your mind. You out your mind. Hell yeah. It should be pretty obvious to see, though, to be quite honest. But I don't know. What do I know? So let's just look at some other things that they are into. Because we want to show you the different things that they push. Because this is the Pan-Africanist. This is funded Pan-Africanism, by the way. Right? Ooh, how is this? Let's see, what are we looking at here? Oh, there's some more. Man, boy, they are really so supportive of Black American issues, aren't they? Ignore the noise. Vote today. There is still time to vote in many states. Warning, people are receiving calls in several states telling them to stay home or vote tomorrow. Ignore the noise. Vote today. And family, that was a straight out lie. That wasn't true. When nobody called it, there was nobody doing robocalls saying not to vote. Stop it. Stop it. Here's some other stuff that they were doing. Share your gender shades. Yeah, it's really dealing with anti-blackness there in a strong way, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, man, you guys are really busy combating anti-blackness, man. Oh, man, I tell you what. Oh, celebrating AAPI storytellers. Wow, you don't say. Man, it's funny. We all of this money that went over here, and all we hearing is some fictitious Pan-African crap. But here you are, you're actually celebrating these people, and you know who you're celebrating. Cool. Man, that's cool. Because we get infiltration. See? So what's the common denominator? There we go again. They're pushing up. Well, they were able to fund an Asian hate crime bill, get that through real quick. Oh, they were able to get some coons out there to get their booties to the poll. Yep, they accomplished that too. Oh, and what was the other one? Oh, yeah, man, they were combating that jab too. Man, all this misinformation, man. Misinformation. Yeah. And then the died suddenly began. Wow, I wonder just how that happened. All these people just started falling out of nowhere. And, by the way, also made sure to get some legal protection before that ever occurred. But, that's neither here nor there either, I guess. I'm not saying people's products worked or didn't work or may have deleted people. I don't know. I can't say. Oh, yeah, but let's see. Where's that other thing? I saw something else too. Where is that at? Oh, yeah, we got to get that in here. Yeah, because this whole diaspora thing, that's kind of losing its luster. So we're going to have to talk about that diaspora part real quick, too, before we get out of here. But let me just show y'all something else. Here's some more. Here's some more from the Pan-Africanist woman. Let's see what she says. These tears I'm drinking taste so delicious. And you already see how she's trying to infiltrate our reparations. So this type of move, she is very pleased with. That is somebody that you're looking to bond and fight with and stand with. I would ask why. This person is very clearly against your people. I guess foundational Black Americans just don't rate because of whatever reason. I don't know. But I just find that just so amazing to me that we'll support this type of anti-foundational Black American behavior, and we won't call this out. But then as soon as somebody responds to this, then all of a sudden somebody is popping out and saying, man, you really shouldn't be doing that, man. It's like xenophobic, man. And then you turn around, you look up and damn, lo and behold, they doing shit like this. That ain't in Nigeria. So you over here working for yourself, but want us to fight for you too. And you brain dead Pan-African geniuses. This is what you're pushing on your people. Don't work for yourselves. Don't get anything for yourselves, but help them fight for their resources that they fled from their home countries, that now they're trying to get something from this country. That would be called entitlement too, by the way. And then they're going to turn around and say, you Akata should just work hard. And that's what you're condoning. By the way, if you didn't know, Miss Pan-Africanist Jam, these is her folks. So in the meantime, while she's taking money from white supremacists to undermine us, they also have time to focus on their own issues. We're too busy combating other people in our own community over our issues because of who they don't like.
You shade tree nigger.
Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so we're gonna play these next two videos, and we're gonna get ready to get up out of here in a minute. No, actually, we still gonna hit this little Jill part, and we're gonna wrap up the pan-Africanist white supremacist connection right there. But so let's start here. Going back to let's do this first.
Caribbean Heritage Month, and as many people celebrate the month, a Brooklyn neighborhood known for being home to hundreds of
Real quick, always remember, FBA, Foundational Black Americans, are divisive. I just showed you the Nigerians. I guess not being divisive for just looking out for Nigerians. Well, here's Caribbeans.
Caribbean Heritage Month, and as many people celebrate the month, a Brooklyn neighborhood known for being home to hundreds of Caribbean Americans is getting its very own day. News 12's Janae Caldwell has this story.
The Caribbean American community and local leaders cutting a ribbon Thursday as they mark the first official One Love Little Caribbean Day.
I love this day. I look forward to just fully embracing this.
It's a day dedicated not only to amplifying Caribbean culture, but also to honor the contributions of the Caribbean American community.
We have contributed economically to this community. It has been a long time coming that the recognition is bestowed upon this community, where we are claiming and marking the territory.
The day of celebration falls in the midst of Caribbean Heritage Month and comes just 4 years after the intersection of Flatbush, Prospect Lefferts Gardens, and East Flatbush was officially named Little Caribbean. Organizers say the area is the largest Caribbean American community outside of the West Indies, making up to 20% of the city's Caribbean population.
To see us recognized by the city, by the borough, by the local elected officials, it means a lot to me because we have been here for decades and definitely contributors to not only Flatbush and Brooklyn, but to New York City and the United States.
And now that Little Caribbean officially has its own day, Caribbean Americans are hoping to celebrate with future parades or festivals. And they're also hoping the day will have a positive impact on their community.
Definitely a day of celebration, a day of education, a day of appreciation for the Caribbean community.
And as they celebrate the day with music and a proclamation, organizer Shelley Worrell says she hopes the day will bring even more cultural pride to Little Caribbean. In Flatbush, Johnny Caldwell, News 12.
Woo! So Caribbeans can be considered, we're going to be recognized as this. But when we do it, we're hating on somebody else. See, the double standard even against foundational Black Americans from other foundational Black Americans. Yeah, we're going to start doing some distancing here. Now, going back to this mission statement of this National Black Cultural Trust here, this is something that you might want to see, and this is another one of their bullet points. It says, engage our communities through participatory media via articles, blog posts, videos, social media, and webinars. That means putting out content that combats delineation, that combats the people pushing for reparations. Sounding like anything? Because again, what we're talking about, this is where they're funneling resources through. What's so odd is that people spent so much time talking about George Soros, and now they're literally working for the dude. I mean, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, moving along. Engage in direct action through collaborative efforts in the community. Black Lives Matter 757, ring a bell. Anyway, work in coalition with activists, scholars. Shout out Sandy Darity and some others. And independent journalists. Shout out to Buckethead Bay and that ilk. To continually uplift our cultural heritage and identity. Ooh, there is somebody else that fits that mold. How many of y'all are taking these people's money? Y'all better start looking at reevaluating some shit. I'm just saying. Y'all remember I'm an international banker, so you ain't gonna be able to pull the crap on me anyway. Loss prevention, I follow the money. So I'm just saying, well, hey, where's this? Oh, okay, I got it. Anyway, work in coalition with activist scholars, independent journalists. Okay, I read that. Be a strong voice for pan-africanism and collective advancement of the Pan-African world. So let me read those last three just in one succession order. So maybe this might sound like somebody you might know. Engage in direct action through collaborative efforts in our communities. Work in coalition with activist scholars and independent journalists to continually uplift our cultural heritage and identity. Be a strong voice for Pan-Africanism and collective advancement of the Pan-African world. Do you understand what that middle part means? So from bullet point 1, engage in direct action through collaborative efforts in our community. That is contacting people in this grassroots media area to see if they wouldn't be on board with helping push their agenda. It has a Black Nigerian Pan-African face. Of course, all the money's white, but we see the face. So that's how you get that going. Work in coalition. So now you've already made your contact now. Now you're administering the mission plan. Work in coalition with activists. We've seen that have came against foundational Black Americans. Work with scholars. We are seeing that coming against foundational Black Americans. And independent journalists. How many of those do we see coming against foundational Black Americans? To continually uplift our cultural heritage and identity. That means Africa. You know, like that stuff Steve Harvey was talking. You think Steve Harvey ain't doing that by way of some of those folks? We're talking the same funding for the same agenda. So from Steve Harvey, Ludacris, Akon, the Democratic Shields, now the grassroots. I've given you a solid blueprint of being wise. I've given you a solid blueprint on what information to see. If I told you names and you were not doing enough homework for yourself to really be responsible enough for yourself to see what you see. Call a spade yourself. You understand me? So they can identify their heritage, but we can't. Get the fuck out of here. Key Prince facts. Facts. EJ said, I love it when I find out they funded another organization to keep us down. My price goes up every time. 100. Now here's the last two ones. Check this. Embrace innovation and be where our people are, digitally and in person. Anybody remember those ops that were out at the rally? and they made sure that they were on skirts of the rally, so I hear, and that they did all of their footage and filming on the outskirts of the rally. You understand what I'm saying? So again, embrace innovation and be where our people are digitally and in person. Well, we see that these people are in the mix digitally, right? We're seeing peoplehood, right? We're seeing people pushing this now, all of a sudden out of nowhere. This is a Pan-Africanist. And it's so funny. The one dude that actually was drunk and called me on stage because the toothless sock dancing doofus, I guess, had told him that I was a Pan-Africanist, and I guess that week they were against Pan-Africanism. Now this dude is trying to get people to sign up for it. Can't make this shit up. Provide mutual aid and other tangible resources where needed. Like funding plane ticket to fly from Baltimore to LA. Stuff like that. I hope I've laid that one out very well. Because can't nobody say that Beatzilla did not give you a solid breakdown of how you can spot infiltrators within this grassroots community pushing the Pan-African line, which is literally funded by white supremacy. Foundational Black American haters are funded. It's not just because they don't like people. It's a funded agenda. It comes from a think tank paid for by white supremacy. I went into this year stating on my Twitter, I am out of the warning business. I will not do that anymore. You want to be in the way? Be in the way. But at the end of the day, when people get you out to paint, it's your own doing. Stop being a disruptive force in our movement, or you just might get moved out the way. With that being said, let's not forget about this other move of trying to saturate, because see, what they're trying to do also, Pan-Africanisms and Pan-Africanists, here's something you're missing about your great African utopia. The Europeans and these white Americans are having their eyes set on making new enclaves of America. It's going to be like America Site B is what they're looking to do in Africa. I don't think you guys are understanding that. And guess who it excludes? So all of you Pan-Africanists that think like this is going to mean you, hell no. No, you are building up something for the elite class. That's why you're getting their money. This ain't for y'all. They're using you. And just like white supremacy tools and Africanists who are taking their money, you will also be broken. Mark my word. They won't miss. In the meantime, this is what you were working for, though. Clap it up my hammy.
Let me be clear about where we stand. First of all, for the American press who are here, you know that a great deal of work in my career has been to address human rights issues, equality issues across the board, including as it relates to the LGBT community. And I feel very strongly about the importance of supporting the freedom and supporting and fighting for equality among all people, and that all people be treated equally. I will also say that this is an issue that we consider, and I consider, to be a human rights issue, and that will not change.
Oh, yes. What's the name?
Kano Youngs of the New York Times.
Zolan. Ms. Young, so thank you for the question. First of all, we don't have any such legislation here in Ghana. A bill has been proposed to the Parliament of Ghana, which has all kinds of ramifications, which is now being considered by the Parliament. It hasn't been passed, so the statement that there is legislation in Ghana to that effect is not accurate. No legislation. The bill is going through the Parliament. It's going through the Parliament. The Attorney General has found it necessary to speak to the committee about it regarding the constitutionality or otherwise of several of its provisions, and the Parliament is dealing with it. At the end of the process, I will come in. But in the meantime, the Parliament is dealing with it. And I have no doubt that the Parliament of Ghana will show, as it's done in the past, first of all, its sensitivity to human rights issues, as well as to the feelings of our population, and will come out with a responsible response to the proposed. The legislation was a legislation that is being provided as a private member's bill. This is not an official legislation of the government, but it is one that has been mooted by a handful of private members. So we will see what the final outcome of it. But my understanding from a recent discussion I had with the chairman of the committee, the substantial elements of the bill have already been modified as a result of the intervention of the Attorney General. We will see what the final outcome.
So see, they're already trying to make Africa America. Why do you think that's important? It ain't gonna be. Because see, what we were first thinking when we first saw and started seeing how they were working on Africa, and y'all need to get this in the law. Y'all need to get this in the law. That wasn't for them. That was literally for these Americans. And these pan-africanisms are being used by rich white donor money to aid Site B for America that is going to be the upper class elite utopia for these rich elites, and these brain dead Negroes can't figure it out. You know why you getting extra money? Let's sit up here, family. Let me just tell you something. Everybody that got to see in their mouth is getting paid to do so. Everybody. Except for the ones that with the smaller channels that are clout chasing, just trying to get on. But no, them other ones, when you see in a campaign, they getting paid. Hell yeah, they getting paid. This ain't for free. There's not. When you start seeing people looking obsessive, you think that that's because they weren't getting paid to do it? Better know how this government work better than that, baby. Because I sure do. So with that being said, I think I beat up on the brain dead lost ones, the lost souls enough, you know. But if you are still subscribed to pan-africanism, and for those of you who say, you know what, damn Beatzilla, I mean, because he out here just talking about, and you know, no. I'm not just talking. I know what the hell I'm talking about. And I didn't just string something together. I know I showed you the pieces and the places and the money. Shout out to Brother JoJo for getting me that donor list. I don't know what y'all thinking out here. Y'all go sit up here and try to run some con on black folks as if we don't see it being a... I know when I see a white man involved in our shit. Like I said, I'm out to warning business. And for everybody who already did hear me warn you, and then you decided to do something else.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up
yes, indeed. So again, let's revisit this real quick before we go, because family, do y'all understand? My last video, shout out to YouTube for demonetizing my video, because whoever's over there at Fox News, shout out Shannon Sharp. They always make sure, even if I'm using just audio and no video, that anytime I'm critiquing Coon Shannon Sharp, that I'll get a strike. So yeah, shout out Shannon Sharp. Yeah, good looking out, brother. Got me again. This all good. I mean, this little old channel, it is amazing that this little bitty old channel just be getting so full with it ain't funny. Man, ain't that something? That's right, Skip. You need to quit, Skip. You need to quit cooning and tap dancing, Shannon. Like I said, they say A-listers know who we is. I got 1,500 subscribers. If my influence was relegated to YouTube numbers, you think anybody would be knowing who the hell I was? You out your mind, nigga. No, it's way bigger than this. So, like I said, oh yeah, well, this is also probably part of it too, because we be on things like this and they know that. Again, like I said, I'm a blackball artist, been a blackball artist for over 20 years. I have to sneak my hits in. And I might be able to sneak one in. I mean, hell, shit. I can show up to the studio and get you a hit today. And I could write it in 10 minutes. I'm still proven. I do it on stage all the time. So, I mean, it's not everybody that does have my skills. I got that. But at the same time, hey, everybody needs an opportunity. But you know what they tell you in this business? You got to deal with the devil sometimes. And you know how those stories that you hear about the business, and they tell you, oh, man, that ain't true. And all that ain't true. All of these people, they ain't doing this and doing that to get on. Take it from a person who didn't know. Yeah, they are. I mean, there's friends of mine that my business partner was told by somebody that if he got away from me, he could do a lot. They would elevate him in the industry. Because some of us absolutely have no compromise. And I can respect the people that are like that. Not everybody can hold that in here. And I also as well understand that. But one thing I got to say, I have to always respect when I see it. And this week, Black women, y'all got a serious win. Y'all got a serious win this week, Black women. And in such Becky heart-crushing fashion. So without further ado, congratulations once again to the LSU's women's basketball team and their star player, Sister Angel Reese, a.k.a. Bayou Barbie. Another reason why they mad.
Team together and play whatever role they needed me to be. And tonight, I was fortunate enough to be a defensive stopper. Kayla, you had an amazing game. You're a great player. But you got to put some respect on LSU. You gotta put some respect on my name. And you gotta put some respect on Coach Kim Mulkey. Thank you, Coach.
What y'all gonna say now? What y'all gonna say now? What y'all gonna say now? All day. Big dog. I'm leaving here.
I don't know what that means. And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming. I don't know what that means. After the game, finishing the way she started this season, LSU has been a confident group throughout, and Angel Reese.
Here, but when other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. So this is for the girls that look like me, that's gonna speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for it was bigger than me tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter is gonna go in a rage every time. And I mean, I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited. So I'm looking forward to celebrating in the next season.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out to them once again. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. And shout out to you, Judah Queen. Shout out for the Cash App. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Also, tell moms I said hello. It's been a while since I seen moms in the chat, but I know she be watching. So tell moms I said hello, my fellow musician. You know? Oh, she was crying too. She did do her crying. You know, some people are trying to question Caitlin Clark's how she was naturally born. You know, the binary situation. But nonetheless, like I was saying, real quick, let me play the first video that I played today so y'all understand the premise of the last video that I'm going to play of the day, which of course will be by our sister Angel Reese. But first off, here is anti-black Jill Biden. And this is the video that I'm sure people are very upset today that this went viral. So again, like I also said, shout out to Tariq Nasheed for resharing this video and getting this message out, because y'all need to just understand this is what it is. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that was upset. Wait, I know that dude's face up there in the corner. But anyway. Shout out again to all of y'all. And again, shout out to the New Black Media and the New Black Media supporters. All of you grassroots individuals are needed to make all of this happen. Let's continue to put the foot on the gas, the pedal to the metal, and let these devils eat our smoke.
So last night, I attended the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. And how many of you saw it? It was like so exciting, wasn't it? It was such a great game. And you know, I'm old enough that I remember when we got Title IX and we fought so hard, right? We fought so hard. And look at where women's sports has come today. So we got to keep working. We got to keep working. So congratulations to both teams. So I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So, you know, we'll have LSU come. But you know what? I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too, because they played such a good game. So, right? So winners and losers, that's sportsmanship. That's good sportsmanship.
Right, Judah Queen, the first lady of anti-black racism, white supremacy. Exactly, Judah Queen. Oh my Lord. Good grief. So our sister gave a response, and I mean, this young lady is classy, man. Let's give this girl her props. This young lady deserves everything that she got, her accolades, and she did it with class. And she did it with swag. And just like Shannon Sharp was trying to say with not saying because he didn't want to offend all of the white women, she's pretty. Now, my wife looked at her. My wife was like, "Oh, she is pretty." Now I see why they mad. Like this little young lady, I mean, she what 20? What's she supposed to look like? Mike Tyson in the face, Thomas Hearns? Hey, God. They want a female Thomas Hearns in the face. That'll make him feel better. Or Leon Spinks. Oh, boy, y'all ain't shit. But anyway, let's hear from the sister.
That's why she came out with that statement this morning. We made a lot of phone calls, and that's why she wants to come out and apologize. But at the same time,
the damage is
I
done.
don't accept I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't accept the apology because of you said what you
Jill
said.
Biden.
Yeah.
First
the,
lady.
the wife,
First lady.
yeah.
You said
First
what you
lady.
said, and you meant what
I
you
said what I said, and you can't go back on certain things that you say. I mean, you felt like they should have came because of sportsmanship, right? They can have that spotlight. We'll go to the Obamas. We'll see. I'm gonna see Michelle. I'm gonna see Barack.
Hold on. So did you guys speak to the first lady?
No, apparently she was supposed to come to our locker room before the game, but we said no.
Before the game?
Yeah, she was supposed to come to our locker room and go to Iowa's locker room. I don't know if she talked to them. I don't know if she did, but we said we didn't want to. We didn't want her coming to the locker room. I think Joe Biden had put somebody else to win a national championship. He didn't put us on his bracket to get out of Baton Rouge. So I was like, bet.
Oh, you weren't even on the bracket.
We weren't even out of. No, we didn't even get out of Baton Rouge. I think that he said we were going to lose to Michigan or something.
So even more of a backstory. So this also, see, when you see stuff like that, so is Jill Biden really just simply making a mistake? Or is this a vindictive move by old blondie Gertrude here? Jim Crow Gertrude. Is this almost is this a clapback by Jill Biden? I'm just saying. Jill and Joe really showing their ass. Miss Deese at Suite 201, yes, indeed they are. Jim Crow Gertrude, boy, she came through with it, didn't she? I'll say you little nigga. I mean, come on. So when she went to go holler at them before and they was like, no. And then after they beat them girls handily by 17 points, you say, well, listen, Iowa played a great game. I mean, they got blew out. At the halftime, they was down 15 points. They lost by 17 points. They played a great game. Double-digit loss is a great game? What game was she watching? And then also the other big news is that her cousin, this sister, Angel Reese, her first cousin, played on the UConn team. I seen a poster like 2 days ago. With both of them, like they're first cousins. So this ain't no fluke. There's some talent running around there. And of course, we already know that was the problem because you have to give it up to the sisters and you're upset that you have to, basically bow to the better. Because if you notice how they kept doing in that whole thing, oh, well, Caitlin's the greatest player ever, blah, blah, blah. No, the MVP is Angel Reese. And here is to add insult to injury. Y'all seen the young lady talking about put some respect on our name? Even the stud is cute. I tell you, boy, this whole experience is just daggers upon daggers to white women. I mean, this is daggers upon daggers upon daggers to the psyche of white women. Oh my Lord, boy, what a doozy! This is classic. Again, and if that wasn't really the case, then why was this going on at the end of the game?
Did not survive that match.
Oh.
And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate to see, but this is what happens here, Jim.
Yeah,
There's so much at stake here.
Oh, the memories
parents are.
But all we can say
You
is
shouldn't have been talking shit.
Woo-wee! Oh my Lord. So again, family, I have gotten through what I needed to get through. Had a mad pretty girl studs. Like I said, you see the stud, that she cute in the face, ain't she? I was like, and they little star players still look like a transgender. So I mean, you know, oh, I tell you, it's raining daggers on white women's self-image right now. It's raining Conan swords. Lord, oh Lord, let that be a lesson, ladies. Don't you ever think for a second that these women ain't sitting up here envying you. Boy, oh boy, you understand where this type of energy coming from? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's a different kind of hatred towards the women, but it's still hatred nonetheless. Jeez. And I mean, well, why don't we just have them? Oh, so you was upset that they wouldn't let you in the locker room before the game. And then, so you insult them after the game. And then apology. I'm so glad and proud of that sister for saying, I don't accept that. I so appreciate that. Thank you, Angel Reese, for standing up and standing on your square and not changing your position for public opinion. And you relied on your community to have your back. As you should. As you should. So, with that being said, we have had to put it on, folks, tonight. We have had to put it on the pan-africanists. We have had to put it on the bugged out Nigerian. And we also had to put it on Jill Biden. So for all of you who are still going to try to ride that line and say, well, man, I don't know, man, look here. You going to catch a whole hell of a lot of action, and you're going to end up like this guy.
Every time I have always played the fool.
So don't be like that guy, and do not expect anybody to be hopping out of the window for pan-africanism and the plight of any of that crap, because that ship has sailed. So once again, from our elders, if you need to understand how you will handle yourself with pan-africanists in the future, because pan-africanists are against our empowerment.
Good evening, Dr. Clark. I really would like you to tell me what's the best way to handle an African American that gets in the way of the liberation of African Americans. I believe in this unity, and I'd love to love all of them, embrace them. Please tell me how to do it strategically.
Put space between you. Don't try to reform him. Give him the information. Hope that he will use it. If he don't use it, then don't waste time letting him obstruct the movement. People who don't believe in themselves can't believe in you and can't help you. It's heartbreaking to know that there are some of us we have to write off so the rest of us can survive.
When you separate yourself from, and if you want to stick next to them, then you're gonna go out just like them. And I only can tell you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Oh, I'm certain there's somebody probably, biting their jaws right now about what I'm saying. Yeah, I totally understand. So he said that's my favorite song. Yeah, like I said, be on my late April Fool's joke. I said, be on the lookout for the single featuring it's gonna be Beatzilla and Brother Sage. And the song is gonna be called Mama's Got a Chopper Suit. So with that being said, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? And if you haven't understood what we just did to pan-africanism tonight, well, let Uncle Rome explain it to you.
Teach a man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
Remember, Beatzilla built for it, baby. So with that being said, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at BeatzillaPDX. You can also email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation, you definitely can at Cash App, $ BeatzillaPDX, Cash App, $ BeatzillaPDX, and we have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And peace, power, blessings, and protection on all of you who contribute and help support this channel. Much appreciated. Words cannot express. Thank you so much. And thank you for all of the super chats and the cash apps tonight. Appreciate it. Shout out to all of you. So, again, I just wanted to make sure we tied it all in together. Hopefully YouTube does not block this broadcast. As you know how they be doing sometimes. Like, wait a minute. Like, wait, well, what was in the video now? We don't know. It violates this. So, who knows? Right now it looks like it's still monetized, though. So we'll see. We'll see. Because sometimes, you know what they do? As soon as I hit record, it'll just flash over to non-monetized. I haven't even played anything yet. I just hit record and so that's how they do me. That's how we get down over here, YouTube. I'm sure I ain't the only one, because I see a lot of these white content creators who do not have these issues at all. So, that's all good. Anyway, with that being said, family, we are going to get ready to get out of here. I got another video we'll be doing tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Matter of fact, do I have the thumbnail in? Show you what that is. Oh, I don't have it in here. Oh, before I go, real quick, family, I don't know. This is very much off topic, but how many of y'all watched The Mandalorian? How many of y'all watched The Mandalorian? Did y'all watch the Wednesday episode, today's episode of The Mandalorian? Because there was a surprise. I was up late last night, so I went and watched this last night. Wait. Hold on, is it? Family. They had Black and Lizzo guest host or guest starring in an episode of The Mandalorian. And by the way, actually, Lizzo's acting was not bad at all. Her acting was actually pretty good. However, the one part that they did do is they kind of had Lizzo being like Space Mammy to Grogu. As you see the picture, like she was like being Space Mammy. Intergalactic Space Mammy in Star. Yeah. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. If you guys look at this and see it in the comments, let me know what you think. I just kind of felt that was kind of on the Space Mammy side of the game. Maybe it's just me. Worldview on what Mandalorian is at Disney. That's on Disney Plus. So if you got Disney Plus, Hulu, because they got the packages, so that's what I got. So you might want to just check it out. It's good watching. If you're into that type of stuff. But yeah, for those of you who have seen it, did it come off a little on the Space Mammy side? I just want to know. So please let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. And man, we will be back live on Friday. Like I said, we got a news break coming tomorrow, so look out for that. Because we have to address some other things that I couldn't even fit in tonight's video. So tomorrow's news break will be close to an hour as well. So make sure you tune in for that. You dig? So with that, make sure you keep your 3 smooth stones at the ready, because we combat lies with truth over here. And sometimes we got to go ahead and load one of them rocks up in that slingshot and knock out that lie's brains. And as y'all seen today, the pan-africanist donkey caught hell today. Can you dig it? Stay black. Stay vigilant. Stay alive. Black first. Black first. Black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.